What's up everybody, I'm HoopsandHipHop. So a couple weeks ago, my good friend Birdkeeper Toby made a video on the classic argument about whether a Pokemon game with every single region could actually work. Well, while I was watching that video, I actually got my own idea on how this could work, and it's actually really cool, so that's exactly what I want to share with you guys today. Now, this idea of a Pokemon game with every single region is a pretty polarizing subject, because on the one hand, while everyone pretty much agrees that it would be an awesome game if it actually happened, the majority of the Pokemon fanbase seems to believe that it would just be too complicated and it would mess too many things up in order to actually become a reality. However, I am going to show you guys how this idea can work flawlessly, and I'm going to address the concerns that the community seems to have with this idea. So without further ado, let's go ahead and check it out. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is address the concerns that come with this idea of a Pokemon game with every region. Most people seem to say that the level up system in a game with every region would just be absolutely obliterated because it would just be way too hard to accommodate a 1 to 100 level up system like we have in the Pokemon franchise in a game with 7+ regions. The reason they say this is because they say in Gold and Silver, the only other game that has multiple regions, the level up system was screwed up there because things were way too underleveled and you basically ended the main part of the game with your Pokemon only being level 50. However, to that I would like to say that Gold and Silver and their remakes are seen by a majority of the fanbase as the greatest Pokemon games ever. So obviously a little tweaking and a level up system that is a little bit askew according to these people is not the worst thing in the world, because a Pokemon game can obviously still be the greatest Pokemon game ever, even with this apparent flaw. The reason why I think they believe it can't work is because they're trying to fit this huge abstract idea that has never happened before into the strict confines of the Pokemon formula, and when it doesn't fit, they just give up on the idea because they don't think that they can change the Pokemon formula in order to fit this idea, because then it just wouldn't be Pokemon anymore. However, I would like to say that tweaking the Pokemon formula is probably going to be the best possible thing for Pokemon at this point, because as we've seen with other games like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Super Mario Odyssey, two other games who have tweaked their franchise's formula, those games are already two of the highest rated games ever in the history of video games. So obviously, when it's done right, tweaking your franchise's formula can be a very good thing, and I think it would be the perfect time to tweak Pokemon's formula in order to accommodate a game with every region. And it can actually be done without messing too many things that we know and love about Pokemon up. Now, first things first, I believe a Pokemon game with every region would actually work best in the 8th generation of Pokemon games. Now, I'm not trying to predict that this is going to happen in the 8th generation, but I believe that it can happen and will work the best if they decided to do it in the 8th generation, because of the idea that I have for how they can accommodate every region into one game. Now, the main tweak that I believe would make this idea work the best is with the gym leaders. Because in this game, you wouldn't be battling the gym leaders in their gyms, but rather you would be battling the gym leaders in the different regions of the Pokemon world. So we've got 8 gym leaders for 8 different regions. That's why I said the 8th generation would be the best time to make this game happen, because then you could have one gym leader per region and you would be basically traveling to every region in order to challenge the gym leaders. Now, you're probably wondering, why in the world would the gym leaders be in the different regions of the Pokemon world? That makes no sense. Well, it actually does make sense when you factor in another major factor in the Pokemon formula, which is the evil team. Every Pokemon game has an evil team, and they're the main antagonists of the story. And as we've seen before in other Pokemon games, the gym leaders tend to be the governing body, or the protectors, quote unquote, of their respective region, and when the evil team acts up, the gym leaders tend to take action to try and protect their region. We've seen this in games like Pokemon Black and White and Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. So this isn't out of the ordinary for gym leaders to take on the evil team. And the reason why these gym leaders would be going to other regions to take on the evil team is because the evil team is going to be going to other regions themselves. Now, the reason why they would be doing this is more or less to try and take over the world, and basically instead of staying in one place and trying to take over the world from one place, they're actually going to dispatch themselves all over the world because, I mean, that just makes more sense. If you're trying to take over the world, you gotta get out there, you gotta network, you know what I'm saying? So in a nutshell, we've got the evil team traveling to every single region of the Pokemon world, and the gym leaders following them to every single region of the Pokemon world in order to try and stop them. And this would basically be the excuse or the reason as to why you would also be able to go to every region within the Pokemon game. Now, the reason why you would follow these people is because you are going to be a very energetic and determined Pokemon trainer who wants nothing more than to battle the gym leaders, defeat the Elite Four, and become the greatest trainer ever. However, early on in the game, you realize that the gym leaders have actually left to deal with this evil team, and so there's actually only one gym leader left in the whole region, and this is going to be the first gym leader you face. So, for the beginning part of the game, it's going to operate as a normal Pokemon game. You meet the professor, you get your starter, you travel along a few routes, you battle Pokemon, and then you take on the first gym leader. After you beat the first gym leader, he tells you what's going on with the evil team, and he tells you that the rest of the gym leaders have actually gone to every other region to try and deal with it. So he says that basically you're not going to be able to take on the gym challenge anytime soon. However, he can see how determined you are, and he kind of gives in to your demands and basically says if you really want to challenge the gym leaders, that you can go see a quote-unquote Mr. Briny character who will be able to kind of ferry you from region to region in order to go track down these gym leaders and battle them in order to win their gym badges. So in a nutshell, this would kind of be the excuse for why you are traveling to every region of the Pokemon world. You are a determined Pokemon trainer who wants to take on and beat all of the gym leaders in his respective region, but you can't because they are in all of the other regions of the Pokemon world dealing with the threat of this evil team, but you decide that you don't care about that and you decide to go track them down and battle them where they're at in order to make your dream a reality. Now, of course, you would be battling the evil team along the way, and so actually you would be traveling from region to region, and you would be able to go to every region of the Pokemon world within the main story of the game and not just the post-game, which I think would be fantastic. Now, I'm pretty sure some of you are trying to point out flaws with this idea, and one of them that I thought of right off the bat is, well, if we're traveling to every region of the Pokemon world right away in the main story, then that leaves us not even exploring this brand new region that's been made for this game. Well, I was actually able to figure out a solution to that, and that would be actually treating this new region as a sort of pseudo hub world within the game. Basically, it's going to be where you start. You're going to stay there and explore the region up until the first gym leader, and then you'll start setting off to the other regions to battle the other gym leaders. However, every so often, someone will call you back to the main region. It'll be the professor, it'll be your mom, it'll be maybe a side quest or something that has you going back to the main region, and when you go back for these different things, you'll be able to explore a little bit more of the region, so you'll be exploring this new region for the side quests and for the basically other things as opposed to the gym leaders themselves, and then you'll be actually battling the gym leaders as you travel out through every region. So it's a balance between like side quest and main quest, which has you exploring every single area that there is to explore. That would be a focal point of the game to make sure you are back there often to explore what this new region has to offer. The other thing I want to bring up is that while you're traveling through each region of the game, you're not actually going to be able to explore the whole region. Some people seem to think when they think of this idea that you basically start in one region, you explore the whole thing, you go to the next one, explore the whole thing, etc., until you see all the regions. In this idea, it actually has you going to only like a couple of towns within each region because you're hot on the trail of the gym leaders and the evil team. You don't have time to explore, so in the main story, your focus is only the gym leaders and the evil team, so you're not really going to explore the whole region. You're just going to go through a couple towns and a couple routes until you track them down. However, in the post game is where you'll actually be able to explore every part of every region, because at this point, you've been to every region, the gym leaders are beaten, the evil team is taken care of, and basically the world is at peace. So now you can actually go back to these regions and explore them in full, which would actually make for the greatest greatest post-game ever, which is another problem with recent Pokemon games, is that they have no post-game whatsoever, or very little post-game. So not only does this idea solve the issue of how do you accommodate every single region into one Pokemon game, but it also fixes the issue of poor post-game, because it allows you to explore every region and explore the unexplored areas of those regions that you didn't get to see in the main story in the post-game. And it also fixes the leveling problem, because since we're looking at the bulk of the rest of the regions in the post-game, you can have a flat leveling rate of 60 to 70 to 80 for all of the wild Pokemon and the trainers and such. So that's why you can have every region and go to every region in the main story without having the level up system be screwed up, is because the gym challenge is the exact same. Therefore, the leveling system is the same. The only difference with the gym challenge is the venue, which is the other regions. So basically, in a nutshell, you're battling the gym challenge in the 8 regions of the Pokemon world. You battle one gym leader in each region, and since you're hot on the trail of the evil team and the gym leader, you're only going to explore a couple towns and a couple routes within the main story. But then, in the post-game, everything will open up in every region, and you'll be able to explore every region or every spot in every region, which will provide a deep and rich post-game. And since it's in the post-game, the levels of these new areas that you weren't able to explore can have that flat level rate of like 70 to 80 that we see in the post-games of a lot of Pokemon games. So basically, we get a level system that is not screwed up, so those people are happy. We get an awesome story that fits in every region of the Pokemon world within the main story, and then we get the greatest post-game we've ever seen by being able to explore the rest of the regions that we didn't get to see, and the rest of like the parts of the regions that we didn't get to see once we beat the evil team and once we beat the gym leaders. I honestly think this is the perfect solution, because it fixes every problem that Pokemon games currently have, and it circumvents every issue that people seem to have with this idea and makes it flow flawlessly. This is personally an idea that, even though I don't think it's very likely, is one that I would love to see because of how well I think it would work. So in a nutshell, that is my idea for how a Pokemon game with every single region can work. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and hopefully I explained it well, because as you could probably tell, I didn't script this video. I kind of just wanted to throw out my ideas out there in an unscripted format and kind of do it off the cuff, so I could really get into the details and get into why I think this would work so well. So hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to leave a like. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought of this idea, if you have anything to add to this idea, or if you have another idea of how you think a Pokemon game with every region could work. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, because I have got a ton of great Pokemon content coming, especially with the lead up to Ultra Sun and Moon. You can also check out my brand new album that just barely launched. It's got all of my best remixes from the past year on it, including the new Vima Town remix that just launched yesterday. It's available on iTunes, Google Play, and Spotify, so you can pretty much pick it up anywhere, and that would just mean the world to me, because music and doing Pokemon remixes and putting out albums on iTunes and Spotify, that is just literally a dream come true for me. So any support you guys can give me on that would be amazingly appreciated. Anyways though, with all of that being said, I will be back with another video soon. I got a lot of great content coming for you guys, and until the next one, as always, I will smell you guys later.